Our recent result and loss against Bournemouth still haunts me. I'm still a bit frustrated what went down in that game. We missed some incredible chances. We were making mistakes and literally being our own worst enemy as usually. And we also saw with our own eyes the corruption that was going on. The referee, I don't know what his name was, but how he decided to not give Brooks a red card after pulling Cucurella's hair without any intention whatsoever to get the ball still shocks me. Absolutely criminal. And we know that the Premier League referees have an agenda against Chelsea. Corruption is going on. It's so clear and obvious to see. But it's sad, we can't do anything about it. We can only look at ourselves and do everything we can to win games, despite some teams having their 12th man. And now we're going to face Wolves. And they're sitting in 17th place. But that doesn't really matter, because every Premier League game is tough. And we are on a 5 streak now where we haven't won games. We couldn't even beat Ipswich, who's getting absolutely destroyed by every single team literally in this league. That also still frustrates me. So we have to make sure we stopping this wingless run. Maresca needs to build courage and confidence into the players and believing themselves out there that we can turn this around. But it still bothers me, still scares me that if we're dropping points against Wolves, this streak will not stop. Because then we have City, who has just hit form, and Haaland is back to his former self. And we could drop further points, and then we're gonna see ourselves potentially mid-table. At the same time, you're not gonna try to be looking in that aspect and like try to predict the future, what's gonna happen. Of course, we're not gonna take game by game, but that's just honestly what I'm feeling, and I can't really help it. But we should manage to get a job against Wolves tomorrow, but they actually have a new manager in Vitor Pereira. And he's similar to Mourinho in his style of play. He doesn't like to press, he likes to sit back in a mid-low block, soaking up pressure, being compact, making it so difficult for the opponents that they have only options out wide. And then they're going on blitzing, direct counter-attacks. And when they take in the lead, they like to frustrate opponents. And they're gonna be tough to break down. So that's what we can expect from the new manager's style of play. And I think it suits Wolves' team really well. We also have players in Matheus Cunha, who is in stunning form. I think he has like 15 points this season. So he's someone we're gonna have to watch out for. And we will have another game where we're going to have to break down a defensive solid team that decides to sit back and soak up pressure. And we really struggle with that. Maresca needs to find solutions, attacking patterns and movements on how we're going to break those teams down. Now, in terms of the team news, we got some bad ones. We have 4 players that are doubtful. Maresca mentioned that Lavia has a little setback, could be doubtful. Ulmer felt something. He missed a training session because he received a kick or a knock from a Bournemouth player last game. Enzo Fernandez and Levi Colwill is also doubtful. And Maresca gonna have to turn to our squad players, and they're gonna have to... It will be their time to shine now and see what they're all about. Maresca was also asked about the Chalobah situation, and Maresca, I mean, he doesn't tell you the whole truth. I mean, Chalobah was only exiled in preseason because of financial fair play. No, it was because the owners wanted to make money. But he has been recalled now, and he was recalled because we got Fofana and Balachill out. Chalobah knows Chelsea, we know him, what he's all about, and I think he's gonna do a great job. So I'm very happy with Chalobah returning, and I'm expecting him to start as well. And I'm gonna say Trevor Chalobah is actually proper Chelsea. That he has accepted to come back, being happy, smiling at the training ground, buzzing for playing for Chelsea, despite he's gonna be sold no matter what in the summer. Much respect to him. Much respect to Chalobah. He is actually proper Chelsea. I have to say that. Now, of course, against Bournemouth, we created tons of chances, as we do in many games, but the same thing is going around, that we cannot be clinical. So maybe Maresca can learn Jackson how he's going to shoot, how he's going to be composed in the final third and pick a spot. For me, I think Jackson has to decide early and not second guess. Sometimes Jackson can hesitate and be unsure, and then the situation is completely gone, or he is in a slightly worse angle to actually shoot. Me also, personally, Maresca needs to help the squad. How we gonna create better chances? How the players can develop their finishing abilities? How we going to be stronger defensively wise and defend counters in the wide areas, marking players. I feel like he also has to help us in the second half when we're struggling and players is getting tired. He needs to bring on fresh legs that can allow us to keep the intensity, urgency and the pressure on the opposition to prevent them from having much time on the ball, and we can cut those passing lanes, and we can also try to bring down the tempo a little bit, keep possession, waste time and get some energy back. So Maresca is talented. I see a lot of positive things in his style of play, but he's still an inexperienced coach that has still things to improve at. Let's get then in to the predicted lineup. So I am expecting that Palmer, Lavia, Fernandes and Colwill cannot play. In goal, I think Maresca is gonna start with Robert Sanchez as usually. He's giving you heart attacks playing out from possession every game, giving away the ball. I think Chalobah is coming in to the back four and is replacing Colwill since he's doubtful. So I think our back four is going to consist of Malo Gusto, Chalobah, Tosin and Cucurella. I would be careful with Reece James, and I forgot to mention this. I would be very careful with Love and Reece James for the foreseeable future. Do not rush them back, because oftentimes they're not. When players is getting re-injured, it's because the manager is rushing them back. And he's mentioning it himself in the match preview that he is trying to manage the situation. So that is fantastic. Keep on doing that. There's no need to rush them back because they're gonna re-injure themselves. They can get some minutes off the bench in the second half, maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes maximum. In the midfield pivot, I think we're gonna see Caicedo and Vega, despite it being rumors that Vega could be loaned out to maybe Bundesliga, Serie A. Who else are we going to play there? No one knows where Kieran Dewsbury Hall is. Is he training again? I don't even know. He suddenly disappeared. I don't want to be too offensive and have both João Felix and Nkunku starting. That would be dangerous. Maybe in the second half if we're desperate to getting a goal. I will give Vega a chance in the midfield together with Caicedo. And my front four will consist of Sancho on the left hand side, Madueke on the right hand side, and Nkunku as a number 10 and Jackson up front. I trust more in Nkunku in the number 10 role than João Felix. For me, Nkunku is absolutely world class and can do something out of nothing. He's clinical as well. João Felix, massive talented, but often he's trying to do too much in possession and he's not that clinical as Nkunku is. But he's someone we can bring in to unlock Wolves' low block in the second half if needed. And then we can go ultra attacking. We're gonna have to start Jackson because we can't really rely upon an 18-year-old Mark U either. But I would like to see him coming off the bench if Jackson doesn't perform. Why not? Maybe he can do something. This is how it's going to look in possession. We will have Tosin, Chalobah and Gusto making this makeshift back three. But I would also like to see Gusto inverting into the midfield because Maresca likes to tweak things depending on how many forwards the opposition is using, and Wolves is only using one forward, and therefore I only think we need Tosin and Chalobah being a back two, and then Gusto can invert into the midfield, and we're making a midfield free in possession with Veiga, Caicedo and Gusto. That could happen. In the half space role, Maresca is going to utilize Cucurella there in advanced position on the left hand side, since Palmer is doubtful, and I don't think he's going to start both Felix and Nkunku. So I expect Cucurella to occupy that space, and Nkunku occupying the right half space. Madueke and Sancho stretching the opposition defense and trying to take on the fullbacks or wingbacks in Wolves that Wolves is playing. And Jackson up front can drop down, play through, and we can play through ball behind on Nkunku, Madueke, Cucurella and Sancho. And if we are desperate for goal, as I said, we can take out maybe Cucurella or Veiga, and we're putting in João Felix. We can take out Gusto, bringing on James. We can bring on Gu. We can bring on Neto. So we got a couple of options. Let me know then what you would change here, if you think this is a lineup to rely upon when we have 4 players that is doubtful. I think they can do the job. I'm very excited to see some of our squad players getting minutes. In terms of a score prediction, I think it's going to be a very tight game. We already know Wolves' game plan. They're gonna sit back and they're gonna frustrate us, go on counterattacks. But I think we're gonna win 2-1. It's time to end this poor run now and believe in Maresca and his team. We're gonna see if we are Cole Palmer FC or if we are Chelsea FC tomorrow and can pick up 3 points. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know all your thoughts down below and we can have the discussion going. And if you're brand new here, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my page, hit that notification bell so you never miss when the content drops. Chelsea Explained is out. Bye.